All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to talk about a leadership communication tool that feels, well, a little backward at first. But trust me, it's one of the most powerful ways to make sure your message actually lands. It's called the vanishing sentence ritual. You know this feeling, right? We think that to make something clearer, we just need to say more, add more detail, more backstory, more examples. But that's a total trap. The reality for a great leader is the exact opposite. Real clarity, it doesn't come from adding things. It comes from having the discipline to take away everything that doesn't absolutely need to be there. And that's the core principle right there. A leader's job isn't to show off how complex an idea is. It's to take that complexity and make it simple, make it powerful. That's the whole game. So the question is, how do you actually do that? Well, there's a process for it, a practice called the vanishing sentence ritual. And I just love that phrase, a discipline of subtraction. See, this isn't about just trying to be short. It's a deliberate act. You start with a big, messy, everything but the kitchen sink version of your idea, and you systematically strip it down. It really breaks down into 3 simple steps. First, just get it all out on paper. The long version, all the details, don't hold back. Then, and this is the most important part, you go back and you question everything. Every single word. You become ruthless. And what's left at the end isn't just shorter, it's so much sharper. So what do you ask yourself? Well, this first question is a big one. You look at a phrase, a word, and you ask, does this actually make things clearer for them? Or did I just add it to make me feel more comfortable? To sound a little smarter, or to soften the blow. It really forces you to check your own motives. And then there's the second question, and this one cuts even deeper. Is this part of my message designed to get someone to do something, or is it just explaining how much work I put in? So much of what we say is just justification. This question forces you to focus only on what drives action, what gets results. You see what's happening here? It's a total mindset shift. Most of us think communication is just about expression, getting our ideas out there. But for a leader, that's not the goal at all. The goal is precision. It's about engineering your words to have a very specific effect. So if precision is the goal, why do we all over-explain so much? It's not just a bad habit. More often than not, when we start rambling and adding too much fluff, it's actually a signal. It's pointing to something deeper going on under the surface. And here are the usual suspects. We over-explain because we feel a need to prove we're smart enough, or we need to justify a tough call we aren't 100% confident in, or, and this one is tricky because it sounds good, we have this deep, deep need to be fully understood in all our glorious nuance. But here's the big counter idea. The goal of a leader isn't for your team to sit back and admire the beautiful complexity of your thought process. The goal is for them to know, with zero ambiguity, what they need to do next. It shifts everything from your internal feelings to their external actions. Okay, I get it. This ritual sounds like work. It takes focus, it takes discipline. So you're probably wondering, is it worth it? What's the real payoff here? Well, let me tell you, the benefits are huge, and they show up almost immediately. When you get this right, 3 amazing things happen. First, people get what you're saying, like instantly. There's no fog to cut through. Second, because they understand faster, they can make decisions faster. You're literally creating momentum. And third, your authority just skyrockets. Nothing signals leadership like clear, concise communication. So ultimately, this entire ritual is designed to change the one fundamental question you ask before you speak. You stop asking, have I said everything? And you start asking a much better question. Have I said what matters? And that change, that shift from adding more to subtracting what's unnecessary, from wanting to be understood to demanding to be acted upon, that is so much more than just a public speaking tip. That right there, that is where real leadership begins.